Dr. Dino was a kind and curious explorer. He had a heart full of wonder and a mind always eager to learn new things. Every day was a new opportunity for him to discover something amazing. He loved to travel the world. From the snowy peaks of the Himalayas to the dense jungles of the Amazon, Dr. Dino had seen it all. His suitcase was always packed and ready for the next adventure. He wanted to learn about different cultures, meeting new people, tasting exotic foods, and understanding different traditions were his favorite parts of traveling. He believed that every culture had a unique story to tell. Today, Dr. Dino was preparing for his most exciting adventure yet. He had been planning this trip for months, researching and gathering all the information he could find. His excitement was palpable. He was going to ancient Egypt, the land of pharaohs, pyramids, and ancient mysteries. Dr. Dino had always been fascinated by the stories of ancient Egypt, and now he was going to see it all with his own eyes. Dr. Dino packed his magnifying glass. This trusty tool had helped him uncover many secrets in the past, and he was sure it would be useful in Egypt too. He packed his notebook and his thinking cap too. His notebook was filled with sketches, notes, and ideas from his previous adventures. The thinking cap was a gift from his mentor, and it always helped him come up with brilliant ideas. "I'm ready for anything," he exclaimed, his eyes sparkling with excitement. The thrill of the unknown and the promise of new discoveries made his heart race. Dr. Dino boarded a big plane. The journey was long, but he didn't mind. He spent the time reading about Egypt and imagining all the incredible things he would see and do. It took him across the world. As the plane soared through the skies, Dr. Dino looked out the window and marveled at the vastness of the world below. He dreamed of pyramids and pharaohs. The ancient structures, the grand temples, and the stories of the past filled his mind. He could almost hear the whispers of history calling out to him. He couldn't wait to see what treasures he would uncover. Gold, jewels, ancient artifacts. The possibilities were endless, but more than the treasures, he was excited about the knowledge he would gain. Dr. Dino was going to learn about ancient Egypt. He was very excited. The thought of walking through the sands of time and uncovering the secrets of one of the world's oldest civilizations filled him with joy and anticipation. The plane landed in Egypt. Dr. Dino stepped out, feeling the excitement bubbling within him. This was his first time in this ancient land, and he couldn't wait to explore its mysteries. He was greeted by a blast of hot air and a sea of bustling people. The streets were alive with energy, filled with locals and tourists alike, all moving to the rhythm of the city. In the distance, he saw the towering pyramids, their majestic forms rising against the horizon. They seemed to whisper tales of ancient pharaohs and lost civilizations. They stood tall against the bright blue sky, their golden stones glistening in the sunlight. Dr. Dino was amazed, his heart pounding with awe and wonder. He had never seen anything so magnificent. The sheer size and grandeur of the pyramids left him speechless, a testament to the ingenuity and determination of the ancient Egyptians. Dr. Dino went to a bustling marketplace. The narrow alleys were lined with colorful stalls, each one offering a glimpse into the rich culture and history of Egypt. It was full of exciting sights and smells. The aroma of exotic spices filled the air, mingling with the scent of freshly baked bread and roasted meats. He saw merchants selling spices, fabrics, and beautiful gold jewelry. Each stall was a treasure trove, offering everything from vibrant textiles to intricate jewelry, all crafted with exquisite detail. The air was filled with the sound of bartering and laughter. The lively atmosphere was infectious, and Dr. Dino found himself smiling as he wandered through the market. Dr. Dino felt like he had stepped back in time. The market was a living museum, a place where the past and present coexisted in perfect harmony. He was eager to start his adventure. With so much to see and do, Dr. Dino knew that this journey would be one of the most memorable experiences of his life. Dr. Dino wanted to find the lost treasure of a great pharaoh. He knew he needed help. He met a young Egyptian girl named Aliyah. Aliyah was bright and curious. She knew a lot about ancient Egypt. She was excited to help Dr. Dino.
"I know where to start our search," Aliyah said, pointing towards a giant pyramid in the distance. "Legend says the pharaoh's treasure is hidden inside."
Dr. Dino was thrilled. He was happy to have found a new friend. He was ready for an amazing adventure. Dr. Dino and Aliyah stood before the giant pyramid. It was even bigger up close. The stones were enormous. They were stacked perfectly together.
pyramids were tombs for the pharaohs. Inside, they buried the pharaohs with treasures and everything they needed for the afterlife.
They entered the pyramid. It was dark and cool inside. The walls were covered in strange pictures and symbols.
These are hieroglyphics. They tell stories and give us clues.
Dr. Dino carefully wrote down everything in his notebook. He was learning so much.
Dr. Dino and Aaliyah came to a narrow passage. The walls were covered in ancient hieroglyphs, and the air was thick with mystery. They could feel the weight of history pressing down on them as they ventured deeper into the passage. It was guarded by a statue of a creature with the body of a lion and the head of a human. The statue seemed almost alive, its eyes following their every move. The Sphinx was an imposing figure, a guardian of secrets long forgotten.
This is the Sphinx. Legend says it won't let anyone pass unless they solve its riddle. The Sphinx's voice echoed through the passage, a deep and resonant sound that sent shivers down their spines. It was a test of wit and wisdom, a challenge that many had failed.
What walks on 4 legs in the morning, 2 legs in the afternoon, and 3 legs in the evening? The riddle was ancient, a puzzle that had confounded travelers for centuries. It was a question that required deep thought and understanding of the human condition.
Dr. Dino and Aaliyah looked at each other, their minds racing to find the answer. They knew the stakes were high. Failure meant they would be trapped forever. The pressure was immense, but they had to stay calm and think clearly.
I know! The answer is a human! Aaliyah exclaimed, her eyes lighting up with realization. She explained, in the morning of life, a baby crawls on all 4s. In the afternoon of life, an adult walks on 2 legs. In the evening of life, an elderly person uses a cane, walking on 3 legs.
The Sphinx roared again, but this time it moved aside. Its roar was not one of anger, but of approval. The ancient guardian acknowledged their wisdom and allowed them to continue their journey. Dr. Dino and Aaliyah could pass. They walked past the Sphinx, feeling a sense of accomplishment and relief. They had proven their intelligence and bravery, and now new adventures awaited them beyond the passage.
Finally, they reached a large chamber. It shimmered with gold. The room was filled with treasures, chests overflowing with jewels, beautiful furniture, and even a golden chariot.
Dr. Dino and Aaliyah were amazed by the Pharaoh's wealth.
"We found it!"
exclaimed Dr. Dino, his eyes wide with wonder. He carefully examined the artifacts. He wanted to learn as much as he could about the Pharaoh. He knew these treasures were more than just gold and jewels. They were pieces of history.
Dr. Dino and Aaliyah left the pyramid, their hearts full of joy and wonder. They had solved the Sphinx's riddle and discovered the Pharaoh's lost treasure. More importantly, they had learned so much about ancient Egyptian culture. Thank you, Aaliyah. This was the best adventure ever.
Dr. Dino knew that learning about history was an adventure. He couldn't wait to go on his next big trip. He hoped his young readers would be inspired to learn about history too. After all, the world was full of amazing discoveries waiting to be made.